no sunshine where she's gone. In this house, it just ain't no home anytime she's gone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Sound. We have Jocelyn in today, and I'm going to let her, the first thing I'm going to let her do is kind of give us a little introduction on who she is.
All right. An introduction. Well, hello. My name is Joslynn Burford. I'm a singer-songwriter, musician from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. And I was born here and moved around a lot in my teenage years and came back in my adult life to raise my family and play music. The local scene here is pretty vibrant, so it keeps me busy.
Nice.
And you want to go into the first question?
Okay, why don't you give us a background on music in your life and when you knew you wanted to make music?
Okay. I've known that I wanted to sing, I think, my whole life. It started when I was really small, like 3-4 years old. I'd be entertaining my grandmother and my aunts in the living room, singing little things like I'm a little teapot and you are my sunshine. And my parents, while they were together, enjoyed bluegrass festivals and Friday night country bar family night. So I'd get up on stage quite young, 4 and 5, with like Stu McHugh, who was a local singer here, and I'd get up on the stage and sing. And then I was in the choir from 9 until I was 12, singing second and traveling around with the choir. Missing a lot of school was really great, and billeting, traveling along in the school bus and like going to Toronto and spending 3 days in someone else's home, with their family. It was quite unique. So yeah, I knew right away when I was young I love playing music and I love traveling, and I guess I've always had the itch. There's times in my life where it might have slowed down a bit, but most of the time, yeah, I'm playing music. That's where my happy place is.
Nice.
What is the childhood band that changed your view on music?
Well, when I was quite small, I got the record player put into my room when I was like 4. And my dad gave me a stack of records, and I had them for most of my life. I had Meatloaf, Bad Outta Hell, and I would listen to the whole record, both sides. Ricky Lee Jones, which is like blues music, and there was this song called Chucky's in Love, and Danny's All-Star Joy, and also Bob Marley. And I think for me, like, records themselves, lyrics, and my brain also used to like to pick apart all the different instruments. When I'd listen to records, I could, I'd try to listen for like the drum part and, when the guitar part would come in. And so those are my first influences. And then just love music. I always try out different things, like going to punk shows and hip hop shows and experiencing just live music, jam spaces, anywhere I could get my hands on a guitar or a drum kit or to sing along. A lot of inspiration.
Okay. What's the process of how you come up with your lyrics and what influences your choice of words?
Typically, an emotional situation, it leads me to write. I don't have a hard, long copy of songs, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't have a big category. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't have a large category of songs, maybe about 25. And definitely like something emotional. And I write in one flow typically. So I pick up my guitar and I just play some chords and the thoughts that come to mind. I rhyme naturally. I've always rhymed naturally. So I guess I've been told it's a gift. And I also write on the fly like a rapper would, like freestyling. It's like I play with this band Frequency. And when I go out there to jam, they usually throw music at me, right? I come in and James, the keyboard player, will have, the melody and stuff. And I just get on the mic and I go and I sing it all, like the whole song. And then I'll play it back and write my lyrics out.
I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Actually, the freestyle part. I like
writing
that.
too, I write with other people as well now. I play with a trio. We're called the Hippie Chicks, and we like to get together, especially Tammy and I, and we just sit down together with our guitars and we talk, and sometimes it'll just be a sentence that comes up, or, we just get jamming along and we create music together. We've written a Christmas song already, and we have that on Bandcamp, Have a Happy Hippie Christmas, and so, it all depends, I guess, on the situation when I write.
Do you experience writer's block? And if so, how do you overcome it?
Yeah, I do experience writer's block. When I try too hard, when I really am in an uncomfortable position, if I'm trying to write when, say it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it's, I think, oh, this is a great time to sit down and write because I have some free time. That's not a good time for me to write. I'm forcing it. That's when writer block happens. Yeah. And I just change the subject. I do something else, maybe go for a walk. Also, getting writing prompts really helps. It was something I learned in a singer-songwriter class that I took over COVID online and writing prompts, maybe just asking a friend, messaging and saying, hey, give me a word, an idea, like someone could give me the word umbrella and I could, all of a sudden my imagination goes and that helps.
That is cool. That's a cool way of doing it, though. Definitely.
Never heard that before. It's unique.
Thanks.
If you had one genre to listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
I'm going to have to say old country ballads. Out of all the music I love, because I love a good story, and the old country does it for me, like Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson, and again, like Ricky Lee Jones was more blues, but yeah, I'm going to have to say like old school country.
Name an artist that you love and name an artist you can't stand.
Well, Barbra Streisand comes to mind. You say I can't stand, which is hard. Like, I wouldn't use those words. Like, I think she's probably a beautiful, lovely woman and talented artist, but personally, her voice irritates me. So I can't handle it for long.
I actually fully agree with that. I never understood why she was so popular. I really did.
Appreciate that.
Right? But I know that she's loved by millions as well. Like, I know that she's definitely loved by someone out there and people. And then I guess for someone that I really love and admire, Bette Midler. I know it seems kind of cheesy, but she is one outgoing woman, and she takes risks, and she sings some pretty incredible stuff and tries stuff all like over the years out of her comfort zone. I think Lady Gaga probably does a lot of that too. She got out of her comfort zone of just playing piano and ballads and like took the chance on pop, and then next thing you know, she's singing with the jazz singer Tony Bennett, and I guess women who probably just really get out of their comfort zone and try different things. That's inspiring.
Adele kind of done it too.
I've seen a lot of men songs too, to be quite honest. Like, a lot of my set list is like a lot of men too. I get a kick out of their lyrics, and also their sentiment, in their voices and stuff. I don't like copy them or anything, but
what's an underrated band or artist you think should get more recognition?
Underrated
band or artist who you think should get more recognition?
Should get more recognition. Geez, that's a tough one. I don't know why that's so hard. I think like independent artists across the board and like the music industry, I think should get more attention. I think that, like the big industry focuses so much on money making that a lot of really great artists get left to the wayside. Like I've met some fabulous musicians just in small towns in Toronto at open mics, who are in their like 70s, and they've been grinding their entire life. And, and you're just like, why? They're like, oh, I tried, or I went to Nashville, or I did all this. Some people have like 25 albums, or like, I don't know. I think those people need some recognition. There needs to be more of a platform for everyone, especially like raw talent.
That's exactly what we're trying to do here. You're welcome. That was really the whole goal of this channel, and was to give people the platform that don't get the mainstream coverage. Because when I was looking at like doing the YouTube channel, mainstream gets so much attention. Like you can find whatever you want, and I seen that there wasn't a lot of local, and that's what Aaron and I actually want to build this, is to like the central point where people can come and get exposure and that can't get it, and aren't labeled back to get the millions of dollars of promotion some of these people get.
Well, the algorithm's hard, right? Like, no matter how hard, even at a local level, it's like once it starts grinding and getting views, like especially Facebook, it'll slow me down. It's weird. Yeah. It's like, I'm doing good, and all of a sudden, like, people aren't seeing it. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like,
play with the algorithm.
You go through that too, right? I'm not like advertising for them, so they don't want to give me the time of day, right? So we do have to help each other independently, to get out there and share our stuff with each other. It's why, I don't even really say it. Most of my followers are pretty good. They'll share my posts or my posters and things, or like it, or take it.
Networking. Networking is key, right? Networking is very key.
Yeah, big time. Big time. Like Jenny, right? Like Jenny was like, she told me she did the one with you. I watched a bit. I was like, cool. I just taking those risks, like whether we know each other or not, or where we come from, we've got that, like we're artists. We have an interest. We got drive, let's do it. Let's meet. Let's give it a go, no matter what levels we're at, right? Like it's
exactly. Cool. Well, we bring everybody on. The last band we just had were like 23, 24-year-old kids just starting out. They're living, and they sounded amazing.
Yeah,
right?
Good.
Yeah, and like we've said, we don't care what genre, we don't care what talent level you're at. If you have a passion for music and you're living and breathing it, we want to listen to your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What is a tip that you would give an old, like old version of yourself when you first started making music?
Oh, just not to worry about what other people think. When I was in the band called the Central Nervous System, and I don't have a problem talking about this even if they watched it. There was those 3 girls at the front, and there was also a couple girls that played saxophone in the back. But us 3 girls, I guess it was just like competition for them. And like even back then, I didn't have that feeling inside where I was competing, but I worried a lot about, was I good enough? And these girls would always, like I'd pick a song and one of them would go, oh, well, you can't do that. That's out of your range, or that's not your style, or, so I would tell myself back then not to listen to that stuff, and if I wanted to try something and learn something, to do it instead of letting people push me around or put me down. I don't know what their reasons were. We were young teenagers, but it hurt, and it held me back for a while until I grew up and didn't care, put my back up and say, oh, it don't matter. I'm here doing what I do. And I don't know.
I got picked on a lot in school too. I was the same way. And I was a wallflower all the way through high school because of it. So I definitely understand. And that's some of the advice that I would literally give myself, like not even musically, just as life, like don't give a fuck what these people think of you, just be you. Because I was always trying to like hide myself to get less attention so I didn't get picked on. So I was never myself in high school. I didn't become that until later on in life because I was so scared that as soon as I opened my mouth, somebody was going to make fun of me for it.
A lot of that has to do with their own personal insecurities, right? And they project them on other people because you're scared of your potential.
Like I say to my kids now, it's not a you problem, it's a them problem. But no one ever said that to me back then.
They're afraid of your potential. That's what it is. So they're trying to hold you back. You know what I mean? Especially if you excel at something.
They put it out on you. That's the only reason why people bully other people, right? But at 16, 15, you don't see that. You just see yourself as not being good enough, right? Yeah. And it's really no. I really wish somebody could have sat me down at 15 and been like, you are good enough. It's just them that hates themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, I was, maybe that I would have understood that, as a teenager, I was growing, I was changing, those things were all normal. I was just so hard on myself through those years. Like, I would have liked to have just been like, it's okay, just enjoy the ride. You're only a teenager once, but your life is important. Because I used to have this thing, was like, you only live once, so fuck it. And I kind of wish I didn't have that attitude. If I could tell my past self that not fuck it, that, hey, you do live once, but it's really important to live it well and have a good time, and do what you want to do. And, I wanted to go to Humber College and I didn't go. I had some friends tell me that it wasn't my thing and I wouldn't fit in. And why did I listen to that, right? Anyway.
Each is their own, right?
That's what I would tell myself. Go for things.
Don't settle for less. If you know your worth, you won't settle for less bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Self-value is key.
Value is key. Self-value, your family value, your community. It's something I'm learning even later in life too, that like it's not all about me by any means. My family first, then me, but my community is really important. They're there to lift me up if I'm not doing well, and now I'm learning to be there for them. And like I can't go be a counselor and stuff like that because of whatever all my past, but I can definitely bring some music to the room and try to lift some spirits for an hour or two.
I know the feeling on that one. I know the feeling on that one 100%. So, like, with my music, I know it's all relative to how I'm feeling and the situation I'm going through. So, if I'm feeling down that day, I'm making some R&B. If not, it's all about energy, right? Energy reflects and is contagious. But I know you're coming from.
You can bring a room up or you can bring a room down. That's something else, too, on stage. And I used to say, I'm sorry. I remember in my 20s, I'd mess up on the guitar and I'd be, I'm sorry, I got a tune. Man, I would never do that now because all it takes is that one negative comment. My job is to entertain the room and to bring the vibe up, and not my job to bring it down, because if I say something negative, they start feeling something negative some type of way, right? So
very contagious.
Yeah, it is. Good medicine, but dangerous too.
Yeah, it's therapeutic. You're in Peterborough, no?
Yeah, Peterborough. Mm-hmm.
I'm just down the road a little bit. I'm in Windsor.
Oh, right on. Yeah, just a little trip.
Now, I had a quick question for you. How do you feel about the music industry today?
I'm very grateful that I'm not deep into it. From the outside looking in at like the big conglomerates and stuff, it looks like a very greedy place to be. I'm like hustling my guitar, slinging, every week, and every dollar counts. My sweat, my energy, my time, and I couldn't imagine like doing all of this plus more and then having 5 other people into my pockets. I just find it really unfair out there. Like it's hard work. And it's an art and it shouldn't be taken advantage of. And I think, a lot of these big companies are taking advantage of that, 0.0031 cents on one listen on Spotify, I think it is. Like,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. So
I'll tell
I
you
just
this-
like to play live, man. To be quite honest, like outside of the industry and everything, I just love playing music as much as I can. Like I say, traveling and getting into these different, rooms and spaces with groups of people, or just one person. Even if I'm entertaining one person on a couch,
Well, see, we have a lot of venues down here you'd be interested in, especially for the live shows. In Windsor,
Yeah.
we have Fog. I had a show at Fog about 2 weeks ago, and it's unbelievable. It's a nice small atmosphere, very, 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 very entwined with what the music's going on, right? And they're very open to all music. And we have a couple more sessions coming on down here. I'll give you a show and see if you come down here for one of these shows.
That'd be great. Yeah, I love to travel, man. I'd be definitely willing. I've never been to Windsor, so that puts a smile on my face. A new adventure, definitely.
Windsor's nice. It's got stigmatism to it, right? But at the same extent, it's just like anywhere else, But Windsor's small, and everybody knows everybody here, so the music scene's kind of like a small community, like you say. So it's a good atmosphere, right?
I like that. Yeah, I think every town's what you make it, no matter where you are. I've lived in really
100%.
small places. Like I said, I moved around a lot. Like there's this little town called Havelock, and it's like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes from Peterborough going east on Highway 7. And literally, you blink and miss it. It's got 2 sets of lights. That's it. That's all. And it would take me 15 minutes to walk the town. But it was cool, man. And when I remember being in grade 7 or 8, and like when I did that walk, there was nice people, like old people sitting on their porch, and they knew me when I walked past. And, when I went to the store, they remembered my name. And I don't know.
It's a nice feeling.
It is a nice feeling. The smaller towns are cool.
Windsor's not that small, but at the same extent, everybody knows everybody. Like, I've been between here and the States. There's nothing like Canada, I'll tell you that much.
We're pretty
Canada,
lucky here. Yeah, we are, for sure.
100%. 100%.
My last question to you is there any upcoming events or projects that we should be aware of?
Oh, sure. I'm a busy girl. I have a couple of exciting things coming up. Well, I'm always doing the open mic at the Black Horse here in Peterborough. That's every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I'm like the alternate host, and so that's always fun. I get to meet other musicians and hone in my craft and stuff. I usually get the stage for 40 minutes. But kind of bigger things that are going on. I've got the couple of Hippie Chicks Christmas shows coming up. One at the Aaron Theatre in Campbellford, one coming up in Showplace on February. I don't know the date for sure, but I think it's February 15th, and that's a really great one.
My birthday.
It's a big show, yeah, like 20 artists, 20 like bands from the town. We all meet at this big theater called Showplace, and all the funds are raised to end homelessness. So all the money gets donated to our local shelter and stuff like that. And then on November 19th, I'm going up to Toronto to record my upcoming single called Baby. It's a song that I wrote when I was 25. So I've really worked on it over the years. I feel like I'm really ready to go in and lay it down. So I'm going into Studio Cardinal with producer and engineer Derek Downham. And so that's really exciting. And then the next day I'm playing at one of Toronto's finest blues bars. It's been there since like the 60s, called Grossman's Tavern. So that's exciting. It's a solo show. So for me, coming up from Peterborough, going to the big city, I got from 9 till 1 a.m. And, you can fit like 200 people in there on a good night. So it's a big space, and that's exciting. What else do I got going on? Radio station in Coburg, Northumberland, 89.7. And they're supporting me and doing a live show on December 20th. And it is called Ganaraska Brewery. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So they're going to record my show live previous, and then we're going to air it later on the radio station as part of this Ray on the Radio thing. And yeah, there we go. Those are a couple things. I could go on and on, but I can't remember them all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta definitely keep us posted so we can promote those and share them. And both those venues aren't far from where I'm at, so who knows? Bring a few people of my guys to go up there to support you guys too.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, I always have like different things, whether it's a solo show, Joslynn Burford, with the Hippie Chicks, my trio. I've also got it's a 5-piece R&B blues band. We're called Frequency. And yeah, and I'm hosting open mics. I get hired in different towns to do that as well. So yeah, I'm definitely around. I do all my own managing, my own booking, and I hustle. I do the whole thing.
I respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Go ahead.
So the song portion that I have, what I did was I picked out, especially as you were talking, I just picked out some of the lives that you've got. So the first one that I picked up that I was really interested in listening to is it's Jocelyn Burford live at Black Horse. October 11th, 2025, You're Cheating Heart by Hank Williams. So we're going to listen to her cover a Hank Williams song, which is great because I grew up on Hank Williams. So I really like to listen to this. So I'm just going to share the screen here. Yeah, because when you were talking, I grew up like my grandparents. So all of those, the old country, that's what I grew up to. Like, I remember my grandmother being a huge Hank Williams fan, and then I became a huge Hank Williams Jr. fan. So it was kind of funny.
That's great. Yeah.
But obviously they had different sounds, but so yeah, I'll be really listening because like I said, this song, I remember my grandmother listening to this song. So that's when I saw that. I was like, oh, I want to listen to this. So yeah, this one is you playing live at, again, the Black Horse. And this was only 4 weeks ago. So this is one of our more recent.
It's a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I had my 3 guitars it's called a banjo guitar that I'm playing there. It's a 6-string banjo guitar. I call it my Guitar Joe, though I changed the name. And then I have my 2 other guitars with me, my Pinky, which is a Gretsch Parlor, and then I have my Electromatic, which is a semi-hollow body electric guitar.
Awesome.
It's a
I'm
fun.
going to give this a listen.
Cool, thank you.
You can sing.
Yes, she can.
You sang that better than the original. I like your version better than I like the original version.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I have a good time, man. Like, I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing. It's a lot of fun. I don't know.
You have to.
I'm very grateful. Yeah, I took a big break, Like, I took almost 10 years, like 8 years. You know, I have 4 children altogether, but I had, like, made this choice in my 30s. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. You know, I just got old. Like, I wasn't inspired. There was just like this time in my life, things got a little weird and had some addiction issues and alcoholism going, like just some things I needed to fucking deal with. Right. So I took some time off and got myself sorted. And I didn't know if I could come back because it was always hand in hand. Right. Like being at the bars and, and having a drink when I played, or these little things that I do, having a shot before I played. And, so I was worried I couldn't come back, but I did. I came back and I'm very blessed, and I don't need any of that. And like the buzz off the music, man, it's just so incredible. It's even better than I remembered when I was a kid. Like I had these small memories, like I say, of the choir and like those moments when I was younger, when it was like really for the joy of it. And now I've got that joy, right? I can feel it. And even watching myself, I don't typically watch myself, so it was kind of weird sitting here watching, but I can see that I was happy, and I'm glad because
you get a huge dopamine release off music. So it releases a lot of dopamine in your mind, which is the same thing as getting high.
Yeah, right? It's so good. And no hangover. And sometimes it lasts a couple days, depending on the size of the show, right? You can just be like, oh, I just like vibrate this, like, I don't know. Pretty cool.
Well, it's good that you got back into that, like after, because I'm actually kind of coming out of the phase where I got rid of my addictions, and I've been clean for 5 years for everything, and getting myself kind of back into doing
So we're around the
things.
same. I'm 2018. You're 2018 as well.
2020 was when I quit.
Good for you.
So
Good for you.
clean every alcohol, and I smoke weed, but that's it.
Yeah, we were
So-
talking about that. We both smoke the green still, and I still smoke cigarettes, but that's it for my, yeah. I try to keep a clear mind as much as possible.
I just vape. That's it.
Nice. Got a little something. We're human. I don't know. Life goes pretty fast. Gotta chill a little.
I know I'm 45 right now, and I'm just like, where did life, like, I'm like looking at my child, he's 15 going on 16, and I'm just like, I'm at that point where it's just like, I'm starting to age, and my kid's starting to turn into a little man, and I'm just like, where did it go?
Chrissy, one second.
Yeah.
Life goes by really fast.
It does.
Like I said,
But
my
it was a lot
son,
of fun tonight. I'm glad that we did this. Like, I
Me
appreciate
too. I'm
it. Is
glad.
there anything else you wanted to know about me, or like any?
well, we're going to go through, we're going to listen to a couple more of your songs, because I got the hippie chicks up here I want to listen to. We're just letting Aaron kind of run in and out.
Sorry.
Oh, come
God, I got
So yeah,
Daddy
I've
Louie.
got another video up here. It's because you were mentioning the hippie chick. So I've got the hippie chick with Kate Bath, and this is a Proud Mary cover by CCR. And in Nova Scotia, CCR is fucking huge. So I wanted to play this one. So I'm going to give this one a play.
Girls will love it. I'm glad you picked one from the hippie chicks. Nice. Yeah.
You mentioned them a couple times, so when I saw that, and like I said, in Nova Scotia, specifically CCR is very, very popular. Like any party that you go to in Nova Scotia, if CCR isn't being played, there's a problem.
Okay, cool.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to give this a play.
I'm playing Pinky here. Yep, so that's my pink guitar. That's the little Gretsch, the parlor.
That's where it cut off. But that was like, yeah, you guys, I'm going to be picking out a couple more lines here.
That's just a little tease. Then you got to come out to the show.
See what else you got up here? I just want to see, just see if I recognize anything here.
So if you go back a couple to where that bright stage is. Go back a couple, keep going. Where it says Brewfest.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that. There might be something on there. That works this September. I had a big crowd too. There ain't no sunshine.
No sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm and she's away. No sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home said, hey, don't leave the young thing alone. You gotta leave that young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Now there's no sunshine when she's gone. No darkness in the day. I know no sunshine. Oh, no, no. Anytime she gone away.
Fucking awesome.
Freaking sing. This is a lady
awesome.
you should be collabing with and getting her to sing a hook on some of your songs. Oh
100%.
my God. I think your voice is amazing. Listen, I'm like legitimately, I'm in love with your fucking voice.
Yeah, it's awesome. Unbelievable.
Glad you enjoy
The
it.
fact that you can sing like that and like you're just you and the guitar, like that's pure talent. Like, you know, not letting everybody can get up and sing like that with no
Nobody
like
can really sing like
backing
that.
tracks or anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I enjoy it. I you know, that song there, Bill Withers, I picked up that song 3 summers ago when I came back out, and it was kind of like one of the first blues songs that I kind of tackled on my own. Like I did a lot of country and stuff, but yeah, he really opened up doors to just some like simple 3-chord blues songs that, you know, just nice deep lyrics again. I'm all about lyrics. I really like a love story. I really like something deep in there, right? You know, and he's saying like,
Me
ain't no
too.
sunshine when she's gone, you know, and it's like, we can all identify with that, whether it's like your mom or, you know, your daughter or your sister or whatever. It's just one of those songs that's nice, well-rounded, and everybody can kind of get into, I think. I don't know.
Really nice song, and that's one I've heard before by the original. And again, you did better than the original. Like I said, I do really like your voice, especially for that genre. Like you can really belt them out. So I really do like. Yeah, I think you two need to do. Because I keep telling him like he does rap, but I would love to hear like a female hook onto one of his songs, like in more of the R&B. And yeah,
you know, they did it. Was it Stan or something, or was it Rihanna? Is that what I'm thinking about? Dido. Like, it was really cool. He's gone cold and wonder why.
That was one of my favorite. Yeah. Yeah. Like that style. And then him and Rihanna did some too. But that Dido one was her singing that song made that song. Yeah. That's definitely like you have that female, really strong voice. I could just,
It's awesome.
You definitely could hook up and do a collab. I could see that being wicked.
Definitely interested in collaboration, yeah.
Well, I'm more than happy to try a project anytime, man. If you're interested, we'll definitely link up, and, you know, it's fun.
It's
always something that when, you know, creation happens, and, like, the universe brings people together for reasons, too, right?
There he is.
You never know.
100%.
Yeah, I added you on Facebook already, too, so we'll definitely touch base and work on the collaboration for sure.
Do that. Yeah, sure. Reach out. Definitely send me a message. I'd like that.
You know, Joanne would be jealous.
I hop on buses or trains. I don't mind taking adventures. My old man's really supportive. I don't drive. We've been together 19 years, and he drives everywhere. But big trips like that, sometimes I might just hop on a train or a bus if it's too far, right? Like if it's past the 3-hour mark. Because the kids, you know, are here. We don't like to be, he doesn't, like one of us, we like to be within a couple hours, right? How far is Windsor from Peterborough?
From Peterborough, 6 hours.
Yeah, so.
You're right outside of Toronto, I know. So about 4 hours. If I drive, 4 hours.
It's not too bad. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Right on. Well, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate this. This was great. It's nice hanging out, and you get to see my flags. They're probably written backwards though. So this is my new logo that I created on Canva or whatever.
Pretty well.
I made that this year, so I have my own like logo, and the mountain kind of stands for like my life, right? Like all the ups and downs and the deep valleys and peaks and things. There's always peaks and valleys. There's never just one. Like there is a top to this mountain, but not really. I mean, it goes right back down the other side, right? And then like I've always felt like for some reason, like the tree on its own, like I used to have this stage name back in the 2000s. I was called The Unknown on Her Own. And my logo was like a tree. And then, yeah, when I went to make this, I picked it again, another tree. And like, I pick up rocks all the time. I'm always picking up rocks and putting them in my pocket. I got them all throughout my house. And I'm independent, singer-songwriter. So yeah, that's cool. Those are some of my hats up there. And this is one my friend John made for me. I usually have that up on stage. People make me really nice things. It's nice, yeah. My hat, awesome. Couple years ago. I always wear, I'm a hat girl. One of my favorite shows, we used to be on TVO Kids, and there was this little girl, and she'd go upstairs into the attic, and there was this trunk of hats, and she'd put on a hat, and she'd travel to like the bakery, or, you know, it'd be like a baker's hat, or she'd put on the fireman's hat, and she'd travel to the fire station, and I don't know if that's what started it, but I've been wearing hats since I was like 4. My first hat was a Blue Jay baseball cap. And so this is rare that I'm even wearing my hair for you guys. Usually I'm in a hat.
Well, we appreciate it. You look really good.
These ones, I like these little like newsboy hats. I've been wearing this style since I was like 16, this kind of hat. And like cowboy hats are new. This is like my first official cowboy hat. I've worn it 5 times now. 5 times. And it's taken a bit to get used to because it's like, you know, it's a cowboy hat, but it's small enough.
It's right.
I got a little head, right? So most of them are like big, huge things. Yeah, that's my new cowboy hat. Anyways, there's my hat collection.
Well, we're going to thank you for spending the time with us tonight. We really enjoyed it. We really want to follow up with you when you have your new EP out. That would be for sure when you record that. I want to hear some of your
and I'd like a collaboration.
All right. Thank you. Hopefully it won't take too long. This guy seems to think that it'll all move along pretty quick. Like we'll do the recording, and then he has a girl that mixes. So hopefully before Christmas, you know what I mean? I'll have this single, and then I got to figure out where to put it. Probably Bandcamp or something nice like that. I don't know.
I'll tell you this: if you ever come down to this area, I have a full studio. I have no problem recording you. And if you need any mixing and mastering, don't send it to me.
Wow, thank you.
You know, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere like that.
Thank you.
Just send me the music, whatever you want.
It'd be nice. I need to get some professional things out there, you know. Like, I've been doing this a long time, and when I was younger, you know, we didn't have cell phones and cameras and YouTube, and I just played shows. I made paper posters. I draw them and photocopy them and tape them everywhere. Like, that was my life, running around taping posters, you know. And now that I've got these platforms, you know, and I enjoy it. Like, I want them to look nice and professional as it grows, you know, to have good quality audio recordings and good quality video recordings, and not to be famous, but just, you know, the stuff out there is more enjoyable for the viewer and the listener, right? Yeah, so.
It goes a long way, of course.
It does.
Aesthetically correct.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, you guys. Well, let's call it a night then.
You know, sunshine where it's